I made 1,000.
All week they've been cashing.
I have tripled my bankroll.
I feel like you print money over here.
You're the most consistent.
There ain't nobody that's spot on like you, man.
So far, it's been like around 75% hit rate.
You feeding families, man.
PrizePicks, man. He is the fucking man.
What's up, guys? It's B Wade. We have the Ravens at the Bucs Monday Night Football. We have two games, actually. I'm just going to cover the Ravens-Bucs for you. I'm going to cover who I think you should bet on for the spread, the money line, as well as 4 player props that I really like in this matchup. Just covering how we did today, guys. It was not our best day in VIP. We went 3-2 for the NFL games that I gave out. So we still profited about a unit, but it's not the result that we're going for, right? I really want to be somewhere around 4-1 or maybe 4-2 if I gave out more picks. But either way, we ended up in the green. We still made money, and it's what we're trying to do every day. And then the free pick that I gave you guys for the 1 o'clock time slot did not hit. We missed on Geno Smith. Really, I missed on that game script. The Seahawks ended up blowing out the Falcons, and they took their foot off the gas, right? Geno Smith had a ton of pass yards early. Then they just started pounding the rock with Kenneth Walker, and Geno's pass yard just kind of stayed stagnant there in that second half. So it was going the right way, but once they got that big lead, they took their foot off the gas. Geno did not cover. We covered easily with DK, and Josh Allen went another game without throwing an interception, which somewhere around like maybe 8 or 9 games in a row now, he has not thrown an interception. After he was just throwing a ton of picks last year to start the year, they were at risk of missing the playoffs, and then somehow he reeled it in. This year, I'm not going to get too deep into that. So looking at, I'll give you guys the money line and the against the spread picks at the end. But first, I'm going to get into the 4 players that I want to get into for you guys. And you'll see Dabble's going to give you $25 for free when you use code BWadePicks. That is absolutely free money. And then you'll see it on the bottom of the screen, but also Underdog and Better will both double your first deposit when you use code BWade. So that's just a way to increase your bankroll, get some free money, as well as take advantage of some extra promos. Underdog and Better will both give you a free pick when you sign up and use code BWade as well. Alright, so let's get into it. I'm going to start with Lamar Jackson over on passing yards. He has covered this very substantially the last 2 games, and Tampa's passing defense is less than optimal. They are on the bottom of the league. They're giving up 250 a game. Lamar has just been blowing the roof off the last couple games, and him and Zay Flowers have really found a connection here lately. I love him to go over here. I think that they're going to get out to an early lead. I think Tampa keeps it close because they do have the receivers to keep it close and kind of get into a shootout. But I like Baltimore to stay in front in this game, and I think they have to keep their foot on the gas because Tampa stays on their heels. And so Lamar keeps passing, and we cover this 226 mark. Lamar is also 22-1 straight up against the NFC, which is just an absurd statistic. I think he's also like 10-1 or 11-1 on the road against the NFC also, which they are in this game. They're going to be in Tampa, which is crazy considering all of the wreckage that Tampa has sustained over the last month, maybe 4 to 6 weeks due to these hurricanes. I am on the other coast. I'm in North Palm Beach, so we did not get hit nearly as hard. But that's going to be my first pick. I'm going to say pair him up with Zay, right? Take Lamar over on passing yards, Zay Flowers over on receiving yards. Pretty much all of the same things still hold true when we're looking at Zay Flowers, right? The Tampa Bay passing defense is really soft, giving up 270 receiving yards a game. Zay Flowers has gone for about 243 receiving yards the last 2 games, and he's getting a ton of targets. He's gotten 21 targets over the last 2 weeks, and last week he caught all 9 targets that he got, which is really going to put you in good favor with the quarterback. So I love him to continue to hit this, right? We don't need him to go for 110 again. We just need 61 yards, and we cash. So I love taking that stack with Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers. And then for the other side of the ball, looking at Tampa, I'm taking Baker over 1.5 passing touchdowns. He's done great this year. He has 2 studs with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. And then Bucky Irving has really been coming into his own in the running back position. Rashad White's kind of been iffy, but he has a ton of weapons to use back there. He's thrown for 9 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. And like I said, I think Baltimore gets out to a lead here, and Tampa Bay has to keep up. Baltimore's passing defense is just as soft, if not softer, than the Tampa passing defense. I think they're actually possibly the worst in the league. They're either worst or second worst yardage-wise, and they're giving up about 2 passing touchdowns a game. So that is in the bottom quartile of the league. But you look at what Baker's doing this year as far as passing touchdowns. He has a great target in Mike Evans. Chris Godwin back in the slot, which is where he's optimal. And I just really like Baker to pass for 2 touchdowns in this game. And then I'm going to take Chris Godwin over 73 receiving yards. Here it is. So Baltimore is dead last in the league for receiving yards allowed. They're giving up almost 300 yards every game. That is crazy. And their rush defense is solid, which is why teams have to pass on them so much. So I see Chris Godwin getting a lot of work in this game. He's covered this in 3 games this year, and he's missed it in 3 games this year. But he covered it with 125 last week. Mike Evans is a little bit banged up coming into this game, so I think Chris Godwin's going to get some additional work due to that. And just moving Chris Godwin back into the slot, which is where he prefers to run, that is where he is at his best, has really served him well this year. I think he's top 5 in the league as far as receiving yards right now, and so getting this at 73 yards is a great value. I think this should probably be somewhere closer to 80 or 81 receiving yards for this projection. So I am taking the over on this. So those are going to be my 4 guys. Lamar Jackson over passing yards, Zay Flowers over receiving yards, and then Baker Mayfield over on passing touchdowns, and Chris Godwin over on receiving yards. Now, guys, when we get to the money line and the spread is 3.5. So I like Baltimore for our money line. I'm going to take them on the money line. I think Baltimore, like I said, gets out to an early lead. And once they get to a lead, having Derrick Henry as well to just be able to pound the rock and really manage that lead is a huge advantage. And then I think Tampa covers the 3.5 points. They're going to do it with a backdoor cover. I think Baltimore gets out to probably a 10 to 14 point lead, and they just kind of milk and nurse that lead, continuing to run with Derrick Henry. And late in the game, Tampa comes down and scores a touchdown to bring it within 3 points, and then Baltimore just runs the clock out. And so I would take Tampa getting those points with the backdoor cover, but the money line is going to have to go to Baltimore, guys. If you are interested in all of my premium plays, there's a link down below in the description for my VIP. You can sign up there. And then you can also look down there for all of my promo codes and sign up bonuses to get your bankroll increased when you sign up with new fantasy apps, guys. I appreciate y'all watching this video. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe. This is a new channel for me. I had to start fresh a couple weeks ago. And then if you could just like, and if you would comment as well, let me know if you're tailing, if you have any questions. But it takes you 2 seconds just to show some love down there with a subscribe, like, comment, whatever. But it really does help me out a ton. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Let's make some money.